todos, ¿cómo están? ¿Bien? Pues espero que sí. Bienvenidos una vez más a nuestras clases de español. Hello to everyone and welcome one more time to our Spanish lesson class. In today's video, what we are going to study is the indirect object pronouns. So what is the indirect object pronouns in English? For example, when you say in expression, I give him the book. So, of course, we was talking about Pedro or Maria. So you say, I give the book to Pedro, but in order to avoid repeating again Pedro or Maria, you say, I give him the book. So that is what we are going to study today. To replace Pedro, the noun, Maria, and we are going to use the pronoun him, her, or our, you, or me. So I give him the book. So in Spanish, we have something similar. It's just that have a little bit more complicity. So for example, in Spanish also we are going to clarify as well at the end of the expression to who you are going to give the book. But that is something that we are going to practice and going to see in our slideshow. So I believe that this is very, very important part to learn in Spanish because we use a lot. So we use every day and it's very important in Spanish language to learn that part. So as part of our grammar, so today we have another part of the grammar which is going to enforce and to empower with the Spanish language. So if you are ready, I'm ready. Let's go to see in our video how that works. And if you have any question, please leave your comment in the description on this video, or just let me know if how I'm doing this video, if there is something that I can improve. And don't forget to give a like and to share with other people so other people will learn this language that is very important. The second most spoken language around the world. So let's go to the computer and let's go to see how that works. So see that? All right, so now that we are in the computer, let's go to start with the indirect object pronoun. So what is the indirect object pronouns? Indirect object pronouns in Spanish are used to indicate to whom or for whom an action is performed. They answer the question to whom or for whom in a sentence. Understanding the indirect object pronoun is essential for mastering the Spanish grammar, as they are commonly used in everyday speech. So let's go to take a quick look how to identify the indirect object in a sentence. So for example, to find the indirect object, ask to whom or for whom after a verb. So here we are going to have some example. So say, I give is a verb, a present to Maria. So you are giving a present to Maria. So, but for example, we are already two people talking about Saint Maria. So we are going to avoid repeating again the name and the name of Maria. So in that case, we say, Juan le da un regalo. So to who you are giving the present? So in that case, we are going to say, Juan give him a gift. So you see, or to her. Juan give her a gift to Maria. So in that case, what is being given? A gift. That is the direct object, right? A regalo. And then to whom is given? To her or to him. That would be the indirect object. So far here, you know that basically we are replacing Maria with the him or her, okay? So then here we say le is going to replace, is what we have in English, him, and we are going to replace Maria. So le will replace Juan le da un regalo. So it's the same like you say the him. So the word order in Spanish sentence, so we say the IOP, the indirect object pronoun, usually come before the conjugated verb. So here we say yo doy un libro, okay? So that is the normal sentence. So yo doy un libro. I give a book. So that is a normal sentence. So then you say yo le doy un libro. I give him a book. So now when we are putting le, so already we know to the person that we was talking that we are going to give to this person the book that we was talking. So, but in Spanish also, because le, because doy is the conjugated verb, when you conjugate the first person in a singular, yo doy, so you can remove yo and just say le doy un libro. So you don't need to say yo le doy un libro, just say le doy un libro. So you can eliminate the yo. Like in Spanish, you can remove I. You cannot say give him a book. I don't know how to say that in English, but it's not possible. You cannot do that in English. But in Spanish, you can. You can just remove yo and say le doy, because doy, you understand, is for the first person of the singular yo. Say le doy un libro. So that is the short part. How to say I give him a book, or I give a book to Maria. So in order to say, to avoid all that part, you said le doy un libro. So here we have another example. If there is an infinitive or gerund, so the IOP can go before the first verb be attached or the second verb. So let's go to take a quick look to this. So if I say voy a darle, so you can see that dar is the verb to give in infinitive. So then we are going to put le attached at the end of the infinitive verb. So dar, then le. Voy a darle un libro a Pedro. I'm going to give a book to I'm going to give Pedro a book, or I'm going to give him a book. I'm going to give him a book. So you don't have to repeat again Pedro. So just get, I'm going to give him a book. And remember that we was doing in one of our fusion tests, voy a, that voy a is I'm going to, voy a darle un libro a Pedro. So that is when you are using the ing, no, I'm going to. Voy a darle un libro a Pedro. So then, but also you can do the other way, that we have the same meaning. So for example, instead of to put dar in the darle, you can put at the beginning of the conjugated verb, like voy, you can say le voy a, going to, le voy a dar, so is the infinitive verb, give, voy a dar un libro a Pedro. So that is a little bit mastering basically how to use the indirect object pronoun. So this one will be a little bit hard, I understand, to understand, but if you practice and find some sample, you will master, because again, it's just when we have the infinitive verb. In that case, we have dar, which is give, and then you are going to put le after. So voy a. So remember, voy a is the future tense that we was using, not the ing. So we have one class that we was using voy a or vas a. Voy a darle un libro a Pedro. Or you can also reverse that part and put at the beginning of the expression le, and then voy a dar un libro a Pedro. So here we have some clarification as well. That is another part of the using the indirect object pronoun. So for example, when since le and les can refer to different people, when we have a conversation, we often add a clarification. So as well, in English, it's not possible, because I'm going to give you one example first. So here we have le doy un libro a Juan. So a Juan is just clarifying to who you are going to give the book. So in English, you will say, I give Juan a book, or I give him a book. But you cannot say, I give him a book to Pedro. So it's a little bit like out of the English. So you will say, I give him a book. And then if somebody asks, to whom you are going to give that, because there is more than two people, then you have to say, to Pedro. Pedro, we was talking about Pedro, right? So you have to ask to who. But in Spanish, you can just avoid that in one expression when there is more than one people around, and it could be confused. You say, le doy un libro a Juan or a él. So you are always going to do the clarification to who you are going to give the book. So the same happened with in plural, les envié un mensaje a mis amigos. So here we have also adding less, but now we are going to use as well, soon we are now to use how you conjugate the rest. So here we have common verb that I use in the indirect object pronoun. So we have more for dar, which is to give. Me da dinero. He give me money. Me da dinero. Also decir, to tell. Nos dice la verdad. And also gustar, to like. Me gusta el café. So here in the indirect object pronoun, so we are going to see how to conjugate. For the first person, you say me. Okay? Me is for I or for me. Me. Te for two. Le for him or her. Already was practicing with le. I think that we was only using le, but now you can see that you can use me, te, or le. Nos for us. Less for the plural. So only that. You have to conjugate with each one. Like María me da el libro. To who is giving María the book? To me. Me. María me da un libro. Da is the verb to give. María me da a book. Un libro. Me da. María te da un libro. To who? To you. Te da un libro. María le da un libro. To who? To him. Le da. María nos da un libro. So to who María is giving the book? To us. Nos. María les da un libro. To who? To them. Les da. Okay, so that is how you conjugate, and you are going to use. Let's go to have some practice in here. For example, this part is when we are going to use more to the attach. So placement indirect pronoun, indirect object pronoun are typically placed before the conjugated verb in a sentence. They can also be attached to the infinitive, gerund, and affirmative command. So we already was practicing that in our last part, but here we are going to see more practice. So for example, attached to infinitive. Okay, so here we have some example, and we already was looking to that, but let's go to see a little bit more. In English, you say, she's going to give me a book. So give, again, she's going to, and give is in infinitive. Give me a book. In Spanish would be ella va a is going to, dar is the verb to give, and me. Ella va a dar me un libro, to me, right? Ella va a dar me un libro. Now in English we say, I need to write you a letter. Necesito escribirte una carta. So necesito. So remember, you can remove the yo necesito. Just say necesito. Escribir is to write. Te, so to you. Escribirte una carta. Let's go to see more example. So before conjugating a verb, so is before when you are conjugating a verb. So is before. She gives me a book. Ella me da un libro. And also remember that we can say me da un libro. So you can remove ella, because we already was talking about this person, no? Me da un libro. For example, when you are going to on vacation and you are going in a hotel and you say, me da una cerveza. So who? This person. Me da una cerveza. To me, right? You give me da una cerveza. Ella me da un libro. Me da un libro. In English also we have as well another example. I write a letter to you. Yo te escribo una carta. So again, we are using the indirect object before the conjugated verb. Yo te escribo una carta. The same, you can remove yo and you can say te escribo una carta. te escribo una carta, te envío un mensaje. I send you a message, okay? He sent her a message. So, él le envía un mensaje. Le envía un mensaje. Yo te envío un mensaje. The same, o te envío un mensaje. We tell you the truth, okay? So, nosotros, okay? Again, you can remove nosotros, but you say, nosotros les decimos la verdad. So, decimos, nosotros decimos, so it's conjugated, but then you're going to say to who? Nosotros les, to them, nosotros les decimos la verdad. They buy us a gift. Ellos nos compran un regalo. So, ellos nos, to us, compran un regalo. I bring them the food. So, I bring them the food. Yo les traigo la comida. So, when it's attached to the gerund, so here we say, she is giving me a book. So, here we are going back to this lesson where we was using the ing. So, in this case, is dar. So, you have to conjugate. Ella está dando. Dando is the ing, and, ando, and endo. So, ella está dando, and then you put the indirect object pronoun me. Ella está dándome un libro. I am writing you a letter. Estoy escribiéndote una carta. So again, if you remember, estoy escribiendo una carta. So if you will say the same like I am writing a book, you say yo estoy escribiendo una carta. Now at the end we are going to put after escribiendo, we are going to put the te. Estoy escribiendo te una carta. So if you are not really clear when using the ing in an expression, so I would recommend you to see that in one of our lessons that I have before, because that already we was clarified that I am writing you a letter. So yo estoy escribiendo. Remember that you have to use the verb ser o estar. So in that case, you say estoy escribiendo. Escribir is the verb to write, escribir, and you have to use endo or ando. In this case, because the verb is ending in er, so we are using endo. So we are going to say yo estoy escribiendo, and then you are going to use the indirect object pronoun. In that case, te, because it's you. Yo estoy escribiéndote una carta. So here we have also when it's in attached to affirmative command. That is when you do a command. Do it now. Do it. Tell him. So give me the book. So dame. So here you're going to say the command, the imperative. I think that we didn't study the imperative or affirmative. So I think that we have to study that part. But here is a little bit like in English, you remove the I and you say, give me the book. So it's going to be the same like in Spanish. You remove basically the yo and say, dame el libro. Tell him the truth. Dile la verdad. So instead to say, dile la verdad. So again, we are going to practice the affirmative or the imperative, but here is a little bit an example when you say dile la verdad. So we are putting at the end of the verb the indirect object pronoun, and then the last part would be a double object pronoun. When both direct and indirect object pronoun are used in the same sentence, the indirect object pronoun comes first. So, for example, she gave it to me. Okay, So what? The book. So you give it to me. So it, we are talking about it, and to me. So ella me, so that would be the indirect object pronoun. Always is going to be before. And then lo, which is replacing the book, the it in English. Ella me lo da. So all those are going to go before the verb. So first the indirect object pronoun, and then the 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 it. What we are going to substitute, we are going to remove the object. Ella me lo da. And the same is I write it to you. The it is what we are going to use in that case, la o lo, which is going to be the object. Yo te la escribo. What? The book. So if you have then question, we are going to study a little bit about the it in Spanish, but basically is that the book, because the book is lo or la. It's going to be one of the two. So we are going to use ella me lo da, yo te la escribo. So we are going to study as well the it a little bit and deep in our next few classes, so we can study a little bit more about that. So here we have as well to clarify a little bit more when to use le and les. Since le and les can refer to multiple objects, he, her, you, or format them, it is common to use prepositional phrases for clarification. So, for example, the preposition as well, we are going to use at the end. She gives him a book. So, in Spanish, we are going to use ella le da un libro. You could use only ella le da un libro, but also we are going to do the preposition as well. To who? A él, ella, nosotros, ustedes. So, a él, a ella, a nosotros, a Pedro, a María. Ella le da un libro a él. She sent her a message. Él le envía un mensaje a ella, to her, right? So in English, we would be a little bit confused because you would say, he sent her a message to her. So that would be repeating to her and her again. So, but in Spanish, no. In Spanish, you say, él le envía un mensaje a ella, a nosotros, a ustedes, a él, a mí. I bring them the food. Yo les traigo la comida a ellos. So here we have me, te, le, and we have some more example. In English, we say English. She tells me the story. Ella me cuenta la historia. For te, I bring you a gift. Yo te traigo un regalo. Le, we give him the money. Nosotros le damos el dinero. For nos in English, they send us a letter. Ellos nos envían una carta. Y for les, I write them an email. Yo les escribo un correo electrónico. So anyway, an indirect object pronoun, in summary, an indirect pronoun in Spanish are crucial for indicating to whom or for whom an action is performed. By understanding their forms and placement, you can improve your Spanish grammar and communication skill. So hopefully you understand a little bit how to use the indirect object pronoun. I know that the video has been long, sometimes a little bit confused. So if you have any question when to use each one and in that we already was explaining in here, please leave your comment, ask a question, please study it and try to find in a book or when you are talking with your friend, when you are using to replace them, the indirect object pronoun. And practice is what will master your language, Spanish language skill. Espero que le hayan gustado este video. Hope that you like this video. So see you in our next video. Hasta la vista. Ciao.